Safety and Fire by Mother Fluffer. Chapter 6. Izuku sat by Shoto again. Making the sukiyaki had been so much fun, and it tasted so good. Izuku took a happy bite of his meal. "You all did a great job," Rei beamed. "It tastes better than normal." "'Cause we had Izuku to help us," Fuyumi smiled. Izuku blushed deeply, taking another bite to avoid speaking. Shoto grinned and nudged him playfully. Izuku smiled softly. "Is there—" Enji began, stopping when there was a knock at the door. The whole family looked towards the door with a confused expression. "Does anyone else smell burnt caramel?" Toya asked. Izuku's whole body froze. Eyes widened in terror. Rei moved round the table to hold him. "Izuku, sweetie?" She spoke softly, rocking him slightly in her arms. Enji was cautious before glaring at the door. "I will go and see what it is." He got up and headed to the door, trusting his family to watch over Izuku. He opened up the door, and Enji looked down at a woman and her son. There was no doubt they were related, but he had a bad feeling about them. If Izuku's reaction was anything to go by, did they send them? "Can I help you, ma'am?" he asked. "Ah, yes, I'm a friend of Yagi Inko and Yagi Toshinori. I'm here to pick up their son Izuku." The woman smiled. The boy next to her was scowling. He frowned. "How do I know you are telling the truth?" he asked. "Here." She held out her phone. Sure enough, it was a photo of the woman with a dark-haired man and Toshinori and his wife by them. Izuku stood beside the boy, looking scared, while the blonde boy looked ready to kill. She could get... He stopped and looked at them again. "I see. I suspect you are a friend of Izuku's then?" Enji asked. The boy just scoffed, and the woman hit him across the head. "Yeah, since they were babies. You should have seen them," the woman smiled. "And you attend his school?" Enji looked at the boy. The nerd is in my class," the boy said. Enji internally cheered at that information. "I see. Well, that just confirms I cannot trust Izuku to leave with you," Enji said. "What? Why?" the woman fumed. "We, a detective and I, are aware of some negligence and quirk abuse occurring against Izuku at his school. If you are in his class, you are a suspect. I cannot risk Izuku's safety for this," Enji said, and smirked. "You can call the lead detective at this number. Please, leave my property." "No, that fucker is coming with us. He's already put his parents through shit, and that useless Deku should really just do as he's told," the boy burst out. Enji heard a terrified whimper inside, followed by rushing footsteps. He turned as Toya came running out. He stopped his son lunging at the kid, holding him by the back of his jacket. Toya was fuming. "He's terrified of you. What the fuck have you done to him?" Toya snarled, blue flames flickering across his skin. "Toya," Enji warned. He turned to the woman and boy again. "I highly advise you leave. But I will warn you, if your son has hurt Izuku, I'm going to make sure it stays on his permanent record." He glared at her until she turned away, dragging her cursing kid behind her. "Toya, I need you to help your mother keep Izuku calm. I need to call Night Eye. I have no doubt she will be calling Tsukauchi," Enji said. "Of course," Toya nodded, running back in. Enji headed straight to his office. He was forcing the plan forward. He just needed Night Eye and Torino's assistance. Tsukauchi picked up his phone as it rang. 15 minutes left, his mind supplied sadly. So close. He couldn't leave the phone ringing now. Hello, Detective Tsukuuchi of the Musutafu Police speaking. How can I help you today? He said. Tsukuuchi? You're leading the case on Izuku's school, he heard Bakugo Mitsuki say. He scowled. Did Inko send her to pick Izuku up? Yes, we have evidence of it occurring. We will be collecting the CCTV by tomorrow morning. Everyone in the school is suspect. Have been from the start, Tsukuuchi answered. And yes, ma'am, your son is suspect number 1. I would tell him to keep his nose clean, because if the evidence confirms our suspicions, he will have a pretty bad note on his record. Good day. He ended the call and sighed. Poor Izuku probably freaked out when they showed up. He would have to call Enji later to see if Izuku was okay. I see. At least you were able to get her to back off, Night Eye sighed. He had panicked after getting a call from Endeavor. Now, he was just relieved. His phone was on speaker so Torino could hear what the number 2 hero had to say. Good call. That Bakugo kid is the main issue. He bullies Izuku with no one to stop him. Izuku is covered in scars. Actually, take photos of them now. They are clearly explosion burns, not flame burns, and you can use those in the case against them. We have a few of our own that occurred when he was still around 5 years old when it started. So we have evidence it started young, Torino said. So, that explains why Izuku freaked out. My oldest came running about to punch Bakugo. Wondering if I should have let him. That kid is clearly a villain, Enji muttered. It would have done no good for now. We just need to wait and pray Toshi and Inko will fuck up further and give us reason to truly move Izuku from their care, Night Eye said softly. We will keep a close eye on him come the time he has to go back home. Thank you, but my family also has plans to bring Izuku out on every family outing. If they aren't going to treat him like a son, I will, Enji said. He glanced out of his study window. Outside, the family were watching the stars. They would often do that. Izuku was curled by Shoto's side, and Rei was showing off her quirk a little for him, creating ice sculptures. Thank you. He deserves a real family, Torino said. Enji couldn't help but agree. Hey everyone, it's Tempe again. That's the end of this chapter, and if you liked this, please follow the links in the description to go to the original work and support the author. If you liked this, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. If you have any suggestions for fanfictions or how to make this better, please leave a comment or you can send the suggestion to my email in the description. All right. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Bye.